Hello everyone. Okay. Today we will be studying the third part of the fifth unit, that is the track maintenance and the urban railways. Okay. We'll be studying these two parts today. So to before going into track maintenance, why is track maintenance essential or why it is so important? Because whenever there is a dynamic movement or when there is a dynamic force applied over any part or any machine, okay, there is an always chances of wear and tear, right? Because there is a motion, there is a movement, due to which there is a friction between the two objects, due to which there is an wear and tear, right? So there are various components of the railway tracks, that is your rails, sleepers, ballast, right, and the subgrade, that is your earth surface for which your grade the structure of the track has been standing. So all these things due to the pressure of the running trains and the friction and the wear and tear between the each of the components, between each of the components there is a wear and tear of the object and there is a deterioration of the materials happening, right? So to avoid the failures, to avoid the uh, great disasters like derailment of the trains, right? So due to the various causes, this derailment or some uh, cost effective can't be efficiency can't be provided. Okay, that is different part. But the track maintenance is essential for such wear and tear causes. Okay, so where in case of the railways, the track are maintained either conventionally by manual labor or by using the modern machines, okay, modern mechanical machines through which these tracks are maintained. Okay. Right. Suburban railways is the main topic here. This is a subtopic, so we are not added into the title. So why is it is essential? The why it is essential for going to the traffic maintenance, track maintenance? We'll understand point by point. The following essential points are to be kept in mind while carrying out the maintenance. When you are going for the maintenance work, okay, might you not you but the workers, but you have to tell them, right, as an a supervisor or as a PWI officer, okay, that is permanent way inspector, you have to tell them what are the things they have to keep in the mind while maintaining the track, right? So these are the main points, main important points that have to be kept in mind while maintenance of the track. The first one is the gauge should be correct and should be within the specified limit. See, the main important thing is the gauge. That is the internal inner distance between the two rails. If it is a broad gauge, it is 1.6, right? 67. And if it is a meter gauge, it is 1 meter. If it is a narrow gauge, it is 0.6 meters or 0.767 meters. So this distance will help the train to move easily. If there is a decrease or increase in the length, then there are chances of train to provide discomfort. Okay, if the difference is less, but if the difference is very more, there might be causes of accidents also. So very important thing is to maintain the gauge. Okay. Next is there should be no difference in the cross levels except on the curve. Okay, we have studied the level crossings, right? It is talking about that the level crossing in the never in no conditions the level crossing should be of different levels. They should be at the same levels except on the curves. Okay, if there is any difference in the levels, you have to bring it to the same level itself. Okay, next, the longitudinal level should be uniform, means along the length of the rail. Okay, there should not be corrugations or there should be unevenness. Okay, the level of the longitudinal direction of the track should be uniform. They should be straight. There should not be any vertical undulations on the track. Okay, next is the ballast should be adequate and the sleeper should be well packed. If you have in the first chapter of the railways, that is for your fourth unit, we have studied how the blast is been packed inside the sleepers so that the sleepers don't move due to the excessive pressure that has been applied over the track and the sleepers. To hold the sleepers in one place, the ballast or the aggregates which are being used in the track, if you have seen the track, those ballast are to hold the sleepers in place and to absorb the energy and the vibrations, right? So they should be in adequate quantity and they should be well packed. The sleeper should be well packed. Next is there should be no excess wear and tear of the tracks. If there is proper maintenance done monthly, quarterly, half yearly or yearly, okay, this maintenance is properly done, then you will be able to observe the wear and tear. If it's happening, it is changed. If there is no proper maintenance done and due to the busy traffic condition, the busy traffic, or there is a lot of traffic on that track, there is very very possible, okay, there is a very much possible that the track may get wear and tear excessively, right? Excessively it might get wear and tear because of the loading that is coming because of the continuous wear and tear of the tracks, right? That should not happen. So in the maintenance, if there are any wear and tear happening, you have to change that part of the track and come up with the new part. Next one is these are the essentials of the track. Next is the what is done in the maintenance. This is how the maintenance work is carried out. Okay, during this maintenance works, the railways or the trains are sometimes allowed and sometimes not allowed at all. Okay, when it is allowed, they are not allowed to move in the high speed. They are allowed to move in that track to the specified speed, that is very slow. Okay, while the maintenance work is carried out. The same thing what I have told. Railway tracks are maintained either conventionally by the laborers or by the use of modern track maintenance machines. So, if we maintain it properly, what are the advantages of it? If we maintain the tracks properly, good enough, then what are the advantages of it? The life of the track and the rolling stock. What is rolling stock? The rolling stock means the engines and the wagons. Rolling stocks means which are rolling on the track. Those are called rolling stocks. And the track will have a larger life. Right? The chances of derailment and the accidents considerably reduces. Due to the you're maintaining it properly, you are trying to keep the track properly. We are reducing the accidents and derailments. Okay. Next is high speed trains can be maintained. See, when you want to allow or when you want to have a high speed trains to go onto your tracks, the tracks should be also be of higher quality, and higher maintenance is also required. Why? Because when the high speed trains moves on the tracks, there is a large uh, large chances of, or there are more chances of the track getting wear and tear, and the fittings that are being provided for that slippers and the rails, that may also get wear and tear. So for that purposes, to have a high speed train, the proper maintenance and regular checkup and maintenance is also required. The operating cost is reduced. Okay, the operating cost is reduced as the fuel consumption by the locomotives is less. Right, operation cost means during the operation, whatever the cost that is been spent over that train, right, it might be a servicing charge, that might be a refueling charges, or the maintenance charges, or sudden shutdown of the breakdown of the vehicle or the train, that anything might be that during the operation work, the cost that is being incurred, or the cost that is being put over it, that is called as operation cost, is reduced, and the fuel consumption also is reduced. That is the advantage of of the good maintenance. Okay, the journey becomes easy, smooth, and comfortable. The journey becomes very easy and comfortable. Next is the duties of the permanent way inspector, that is PWI officer. Now, who is this PWI officer? He is in charge of the of every block has a PWI officer, right? Every block has a PWI officer. That is permanent way inspector. What is permanent way? Permanent way is nothing but your track, including the other components, not only the track, the below portion, that is your rails, your sleepers, the ballast, the subgrade, everything that comes are those components that come into the railway track. Okay, those are that the whole together is called as permanent way. So the permanent way inspector is who inspects the permanent way. Okay, and he has a group of people working under him, and that group is called as gang, and each person which is working in that gang is called as gangman. Okay, okay, that PWI officer has a group of men for the maintenance and supervision works of the track. Okay, and that group is called as gang, and the people who are in the gang for the maintenance and the inspection works, okay, that man is called as gangman. Okay, so what are the exact duties of that permanent way inspector? We are going to study it. Okay, he is fully in charge of a section and also responsible for keeping up the section in a good running condition. Right, as I said, he is in charge of a block or a section. Okay, and it is his full responsibility for keeping this section or a block in a good running condition. The condition of those tracks should be good. Next duty of a PWI is he should redistribute the work to the gangs and check them. See, what happens is, if a person works the same work for a longer period, he gets bored, he gets fatigued, right? So there should be proper distribution or redistribution of work in the gang itself. Not only one work should be given to one person, the work should be properly shuffled in the people in the gang. Okay, that is what he is saying. And the whatever work is distributed, whether it is being carried out by the same person or not, that is to be checked by the PWI. Okay, next is he should keep a clear account of its stores. He should keep a clear account of its stores. Means what is store here now? He doesn't have any storehouse or storeroom there. The whatever materials that has been brought up for the further or for the present track maintenance works, that is ballast, might be, it might be the sleepers, right, it might be the rails new brought, fitting accessories, right. So whatever the indents, whatever the incomes inwards and the outwards are there, whatever material that is coming to him and whatever material has been used, okay, that should be of proper, okay, that should be balanced, so that there is a proper account. Okay, he should also maintain that account of the stores. He should keep a full record of the track material, right. He should keep a full record of the track material, which type of material has been used, okay, at what after what duration this material might get deteriorated. So all such informations he has to keep with it in a record. Okay, next is while going on inspection, he should check each and every thing very carefully and instruct the workers accordingly. So when he goes for as the word, the designation itself says, the inspector. So he is going to inspect the work that is given to the gangman. Okay, and everything he has to be checked off carefully, and depending upon his observations that he has made. Okay, depending upon the observations he has made, whatever the rectifications or the corrections that are to be made are to be told to the gangman. This is also his duty, to tell the gangman what are the faults or what are the mistakes he is doing, or what are the improvements he can do while doing the work, right. The next point is he should develop the teamwork spirit in his gang, because it is very difficult for him to perform his duties without it. See, all the works are carried out by the gangmen, right, and the gang. He has to maintain that spirit work, teamwork, the bonding between the team peoples or the teammates, so that they work mutually, understanding each other properly, so that the work that has to be carried out and to be done from them, that can be done it properly. Otherwise, if the team spirit is not there in between the people or the team, they may not work accordingly, coordinatingly. So because of that, there might be a chances of improper maintenance that might affect the good running conditions of the truck. So next point is he should personally check the gauge, super elevation, the depth of the ballast, creep, and the super elevation on the curves. What are the specific things he has to clearly inspect, and which is very important thing? It is super elevation on the curves, gauge he has to check on by himself. What are the things that he himself should check? That is super elevation, the depth of the ballast, the creep, and the super elevation on the curve. He should also have a very good behavior with the staff and should try to win their hearts by keeping them happy. See, the people who are working under you should be happy. Okay, so that brings a confidence in them, and that will motivate them to work extra and work 100%. Okay, if they are not satisfied with your behavior or by your ethics, okay, then they may not work to their full efficiency, right? So that is what is told in this. This is all about the permanent way instructor. And in the case of the accidents, he should make the necessary arrangement to start the movement of the trains as early as possible by clearing the line immediately. If there is an accident, if there is a derailment of the railways, he has to clean that line, remove those debris from there, and make the line free for the movement of other trains. And then later he has to put an investigation why this accident has happened, whether it has happened due to the carelessness or the insufficient maintenance of the track, or due to the faultness in the material that has been used, or whether it is the fault of the driver. Okay, that has to be investigated by him himself. He should also set up an inquiry to know the cause of the accident. What I said before, he has himself has to put an inquiry to understand what is the reason behind the accident. Now, the next is signaling and interlocking. The technique by means which the movement of the trains is controlled and maintained safely on the schedules of services is known as signaling. As there are signals on the roads to maintain and to have a proper running of the movement of the vehicles, same way there is a signaling system in the railways also for a proper scheduled movement of the trains, right? The technique achieved through mechanical or electrical agencies for which the mutual locking between the levers of the switches and the signals are is called as interlocking. See that the switches or the points and crossings and the signaling should work coordinatingly. They should coordinate between each other and they should work in coordination with it. If they don't coordinate properly, right, there might be a misunderstanding by the driver and that might lead to the accidents. So that arrangement, that coordination between the signals and the points and crossings, that is looked by the or by the some that has been coordinated by the mechanical or the electrical devices. So that devices is called as interlocking. The devices which are used to coordinate the signals and the switches. Okay, that devices are called as, that might be the mechanical or electrical, that devices are called as interlockings. Okay, the interlockings can therefore can understood as an arrangement through which the operations of points and signals are in the predetermined sequence is ensured before only it is been told and coordinated that this direction this signal should be provided, right? Otherwise, if it shows the different signaling system and different switches, then that might lead to the disasters. Right. Next is the objects of the signaling and interlocking is to control and regulate the movements of the trains safely and efficiently. Now, the different forms of urban railways. Urban railways are provided in the cities for the easy movement of the publics, okay, for the workplaces, for the schools or for colleges, or might be for the shopping malls or for the markets. Like same way how we have city buses, same way we have a urban railways. These are provided in the case of the huge large cities, developed cities that are metro cities. We are providing the urban railways. It might be underground, it might be surface, or it might be the elevated railway. Okay, it might be any way. These are provided in the city itself. Types of urban railways. These are tramway, surface railways, underground railways, elevated railways, and the monorails. Okay, the trams you can see in the Kolkata. Okay, they move in the roads itself, where movement of the vehicles also are there, and there are trains also. Okay, they are not different. Okay, they are on the roads itself. On the roads itself, there will be a train movement. That type of facility is called as tramway. Right, then is the surface railways, underground, elevated, and the monorails. Here we are going to study the different. Here we are not going to study about the how they are being constructed and how these are being decided which type of railway is to be provided. Trying to we are trying to understand the diagrams of the various railways. And sixth one is the tube, that is underground tube. Right? This is a typical cross section of the underground railways. Right? It is mostly like a tunnel. Okay. In the tunnel, there is a passage made for the railways to move. These are for these are the very important questions in the exams point of view. These are being asked for 10 marks. Okay, with the proper dimensions. The dimensions are also important. Next is the elevated railways. Right, on the pile foundations, piers are being RCC piers are being constructed, over which there is a bridge provided. Okay, over that bridge the tracks are being placed for the movement of the railways. Okay, these are the two types of drawings that might be asked in your exams, and this is all about the track maintenance and the sub urban railways.